Welcome to episode 300 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It's fucking Sunday, people, isn't it? It's Sunday, Sunday the 23rd of July, 2023. Episode 300. Holy fucking shit. Who would have thought we'd have got this far, people? With my laziness, my procrastination, my lack of wanting to do things, who would have thought we banged out 300? Well, not quite, actually. We could quit halfway through this, couldn't we? We banged out 300 after this, I ought to say something about this is Sparta, is that it? Oh, here we go. Episode 300, who would have thought that? And this is going to be a roundup of the best episodes so far here at the Ben Briggs podcast. So, so that was that. 150 hours. After this episode, there will be 150 hours of this shit on the internet. If you're still listening after all this time, these years or whatever, I applaud your patience with all of this. But thank you. And if you're only just started listening, you have no idea what you've let yourselves in for. So anyway. It's just ramblings, isn't it? That's all it is. It's just fucking ramblings of a fucking ever-growing madman here at Briggs Towers. So it is Sunday morning, people, as well. Holy fucking shit. What do you mean it's Sunday morning, Ben? Don't you just leave this usually till the last minute? It's 10:45 in the morning. I've been up bright and early this morning. I woke up about 6 o'clock and thought, fuck it. I'm going to get some shit done. Make the most of the day. I tell you what, I have grabbed life by the fucking balls this weekend. Absolutely by the fucking balls. I've been fucking teetering them. Like they're stress balls. The stress balls of life. I've gripped them. I've massaged those balls this weekend and I've tried to milk the most out of them. That's what I've done. Yesterday I went back swimming again. I haven't been for 2 weeks because of I had my show, and then last weekend I was doing stuff and I was being lazy. Okay, yeah, you want that out there? I was being fucking dull and fucking lazy, right? However, this weekend I'm a different man, people. What a difference a day makes, or a week, or whatever. I'm a different man. I'm a different beast. I'm not even the same person as last weekend. Although I'm always in danger of slipping into being that procrastinating guy. But this weekend, I haven't even thought about it. I have, yesterday morning, I woke up early. I did my little fucking shopping that I have to do because I need to eat, don't I? Still need to eat. Even after all these years, 46 years, I'm still fucking eating, shoveling shit in my mouth, shit coming out of my asshole on a regular basis. That's never going to change, is it? Until the day comes where I no longer can eat. And it's just fed into me in some sort of intravenous drip type thing. I have no idea. I had to get up early to go shopping. So, if I want to make swimming at 8 o'clock, which I need to make, and I thought, I'm determined this week. No excuses, Ben. Come on, we can do this. Is there any way, I don't know if you people out there know this. I don't know why I'm asking you this, because you're going to listen to this in, 6 months' time? Is there any way I find swimming, I've realised what it is, my issue with swimming is, it's fucking boring. I set my time. I do half an hour lengths, right? That's what I do. I do half an hour lengths. Lengths for half an hour, I should say, shouldn't I? I get in the pool. I'm swimming for half an hour. I get out. That half an hour is the longest half an hour of my life. Is there any way Do they do waterproof headphones? Do they do that? Waterproof. Let's have a little Google. I ought to waterproof headphones. Just so you can listen to things as you're going down on women. For the shower, for the gym, for swimming laps. Here we go. Yeah, there is. I don't want to get fucking electrocuted in my brain. I don't want my brain to be fried, though, when I'm swimming. That would really put a downer on the swimming experience, I think. Can you swim laps with headphones? When you swim, you'll need headphones that can withstand deeper submersion and last throughout your typical laps. Look, I'm not a fucking professional athlete. I just want to swim up and down and listen to a podcast or something like that. Without, fucking somebody's beeping their horn outside. You cunt, shut up. Fucking asshole. Anyway, that's all I want to do. I need more. Maybe it's today's modern day culture. I have no idea. Maybe it's today's modern day culture. But I need stimulation as I'm swimming. Years ago, in the 1800s or 1900s or even 1980s, swimming would have been enough of an activity because we're bombarded these days, constantly trying to be entertained. Yeah, I'm one of those people. Constantly entertained. I need more stimulation when I'm swimming. It's just fucking dull. It really is. Other people in the pool and that sort of thing, they get in your way and shit like that. But I just like to put something in my ears so I can listen to it as I'm swimming up and down. It just makes the time go faster. Like I go up and down and that takes me about a minute. So in 30 minutes, I'm probably swimming about 60 lengths. I don't count. I should count. I know. That's how you get better at it. But I tell you what, just 2 weeks off. 2 weeks off from swimming. And I was fucked yesterday. Absolutely knackered. I hit the wall within about 10 minutes and I still had, 20 minutes to go. And you're just going up and down, up and down, up and down. That's the thing about exercise. That's the thing people don't tell you about when you're exercising and doing something repetitively, either sets or, sets on weights, or whether you're running or whether you're, swimming or whatever you're doing. Cycling is fucking boring. It is boring as shit. I need more stimulation. Maybe they ought to have somebody on the sidelines just with a fucking paint gun, just firing it at you in the water, just to give you that experience. Or like a Titanic situation. They have a fake boat in there. You're bobbing up and down in it. You have to jump off into freezing cold water and then swim to the side. That would be more exciting. Why hasn't anybody ever done that? Well, they did it for real with the Titanic, didn't they? Didn't work out that well. Lack of repeat business. That's it. So I was knackered yesterday. I'm tired this morning because obviously I'm still getting back into it. I'll tell you what, it does have an effect as well. I have, I just feel stiffer in my shoulders and just taking 2 weeks off. I feel more knackered. Maybe I'm right on the cusp of between being really unfit and relatively, okay with my fitness. And that could be it, couldn't it? And even if I miss 2 weeks, it slips me back into really, really, really unfit. Maybe I'm just on the cusp. I have no idea. Anyway, so I'm back, baby, and I feel better in myself. But I came back yesterday. I had breakfast. I had beans on toast for breakfast as well. That was a bad decision. That was somebody who's been swimming, physically exerted themselves, then has like high fiber beans on toast. About half an hour later, oh man. It was we were riding the rapids yesterday. Anyway, so yesterday, apart from doing that, I tell you what, the mental health side of swimming, this is what people do, isn't it? The mental health side of swimming, you just feel good for it. You feel, you You feel better for doing that because you can tell other people that you've actually done something with your day. That's the major benefit of going to the gym, is you can justify your fucking existence and say that you're not a fucking loser or a waste of space or a lazy bastard because you've been to the gym. And then the rest of the day, you can do whatever you want to do. You can have a little sleep on the sofa at 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, my God, that's what I did yesterday. I was fucking knackered. Knackered, people. I did a gig this week that was a bit odd. I'll talk about that, shall I? It was in Milton Keynes. It was in a brewery. It was a very middle-class sort of audience, very quiet audience. It was really weird. I don't understand why people go out. It was like a new material night, so I just ran through some bits that I'd added bits to, basically. Bits that I know that work, but I've added bits to. And it was just a dead, predominantly white audience. I'm really starting to hate white people at gigs. I fucking am. I don't know. They do not embrace me. It was just hard fucking going. Lines that usually get a good response, they were like, oh my God. You know, it's not, I even said at one point, nothing's changed outside. It's fine. The only thing that's changed is the atmosphere in this room. That's it. The room itself was fucking lovely. The people who run the gig are lovely. But the audience are just, they're hard work. But I may do it again because I quite like that a little bit. I like the fact that they didn't go with everything, that they were a bit judgy. Because you don't want everybody, you know, it becomes a fucking rally almost if you're doing quite well and everything hits. So it gets you to improve your writing a little bit. But it was a late finish to the gig. It was a really hot room as well. But it was in a brewery. There's a lot of gigs in breweries these days. These little places, they'll be on an industrial estate or out in the middle of nowhere, and they brew their own stuff. And it's so unique, almost like every other fucking tiny, small brewery. It's just about as unique as them. The millions of microbreweries that have popped up in the last 10 years in this fucking country. Everybody thinks they can brew beer these days. That's the one thing the new millennium has shown, is that everybody, suddenly, accountants, solicitors, lawyers, whoever, doctors, everyone wants to quit their job and start brewing beer. And theirs is the best. It all tastes the fucking same to me. It comes to you flat. It looks cloudy. And people go on about how great it is. It's the fucking Emperor's New Clothes. That's what it is. Give me a bottle of Budweiser any day. That's what I say. I like my beer with chemicals in it, made by large corporations who are squashing the competition. I like that. You can feel the anger in the beer and the monopoly that they hold when you're taking a swig every time. And I like that taste. I like the taste of monopoly and closing down and blandness. You can really taste the blandness in the head. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, everywhere seems to be the same. They all seem to look the same as well, these beers. They've all got, like, for some reason, they've all got, like, pallets on the walls. You know, like pallet wood. They've all got, like, raw bits of wood on the walls. You know, it looks very industrial and very, you know, sort of like, yeah, you know, like it's got all that sort of thing. There's big vats of things everywhere, you know. They're all got quirky little names for their IPA. the Wizard's Cock IPA, something like that, isn't it? There's always some sort of like double entendre going on. You know, this one's a white beer. We've called it the Anal Bleach. Okay, lovely. I'll have an anal bleach then, please, mate. Pint of anal bleach. That would be fucking lovely. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it was a tough old gig, really. It was a tough old gig all night. It was a very diverse amount of acts. Like there was a black gay guy on. There was a transvestite guy, lady guy. I don't know. I don't know what their pronouns were, so I shall step away from that. I think there was a lesbian lady on. It was very diverse. I felt very woke within that lineup. Can I say that? Yeah, I can say that, can I? I was having an interesting chat to one of the acts who described themselves. I don't know. I didn't ask pronouns. I still don't ask that. It seems weird. I just don't think to ask. You know what I mean? Because it's such a kind of new thing. It's not new, Ben. It's been around for years. Well, it's kind of new. You know, like the whole pronoun thing. Nobody seemed to bother about it about 5 years ago, and certainly when I wasn't growing up. But that doesn't mean to say, because it's new, that I won't get on board with this. On the conveyor belt of life, you have things thrown at you, don't you? You either choose to get off the conveyor belt or you carry steam on, don't you? A lot of people have jumped off the conveyor belt for, trans athletes. That's it. They're fucking done. Take a step off. This is where I stop. The rest of the world can go on ahead. That's kind of it, isn't it? I had an interesting conversation with them. Him, I don't know. I didn't actually realise that they were a transvestite. I don't think they were transsexual. They had a beard, or he had a beard. I don't know. I'm going to say he, like at the moment. But I was having an interesting conversation with them because they used the word tranny on stage to describe themselves, which apparently is not liked in the transgender community. I don't know if they were transgender though, to be honest. I'm being very vague about this because it's not like I'm trying to trip myself up here. Although I'm doing a damn fine fucking job of doing that. And I cancelled episode 300. You're out of there. Nobody's actually ever been cancelled, I don't think, yet, have they? I think people have actually protested. I think a few people have had shows cancelled, but outright cancellation of things, I don't think. People have been cancelled about completely. You know what I mean? They just run shows to their audience, don't they? People seem to like get a show cancelled and then they seem to get more followers from it. All the people railing against cancel culture go and follow them, don't they? Which is probably not the best audience that you want, really. You want some people to fucking hate what you're doing a little bit, don't you? But you want them to be open-minded enough to think, it's not for me. I'll move on to the next bit of material and see if I like that. But they never fucking do. I don't know. Anyway, I haven't been cancelled. I've had a few complaints in my time, but, it's one of those things, isn't it? You stick your neck above the parapet, you're going to get a few fucking pot shots whizzing by your ear. He describes himself, or they describe themselves as a tranny. This was not. It was interesting what they were saying. They said that, or he said that they've received complaints from the transgender community, even though they describe themselves as that and are comfortable with that description. they've had complaints after gigs and things like that, which I find really, really interesting, because you'd have thought there was although people may not like that word used to describe them, because it obviously has connotations from years ago of people, saying, "Oh, you're a tranny," because you're in a dress or something like that, or you're dressed in a vaguely feminine shirt. That's what it used to be, wasn't it? Ah, dear. There must be mountains and mountains of shirts out there where designers have designed a pink shirt or one with a slight ruffle down the front. And the heterosexual male community has just gone, no, I'm not buying that. I can't be doing with being hammered every time I wear that out by my friends. Mountains of them just rotting away. But yeah, I thought that was interesting, by the fact that they were getting shit for what they wanted to call themselves, or were happy to be known as, or happy to be called. Whereas because it wasn't generally accepted within the trans community, they were getting shit for that. I just thought it was an interesting thing, because we're sold the idea, like anything, aren't we? Because we live in the 21st century and everything's complicated, we get sold the idea that everybody's got the same views, no matter, like all lesbians got the same views, all gays have got the same views, all transgender have got the same views, but there's obviously nuance in there, because everybody's an individual within those groups, aren't they? But you would have thought that, that's how we make it easy, isn't it? That's how we subdivide groups, isn't it? By saying, well, these groups are here, so they must all be like that. These groups are here, they must all be like that. But obviously life's a little bit different to that. And there is nuance within that. But I just thought it was an interesting thing that somebody's getting shit for that. Yeah, I just found that interesting. If that's okay with you, is that all right? I don't know. Whereas I usually get massively misunderstood, and I get skinheads and fucking idiots coming up to me after gigs trying to tell me fucking racist jokes. But there you go. There you go. Anyway, what I did do yesterday, holy fucking shit as well. Hold on to your fucking flaps. I'm going to drop this banger. I watched the film Oppenheimer. I did. I know. I will not. I know there's the big thing about the double release of Barbie and Oppenheimer, but I will not be watching Barbie. By the way, it looks dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Hey, man, it's a fun film. Okay. But yeah, I watched the Oppenheimer film yesterday. It didn't have to go on. It's about 3 hours long. There's been a bit of controversy. He says, let's have a little bit of water before I start this. There's been a bit of controversy with regards to the actors who are in it. Now, Cillian Murphy's in it. Tom Conti, last seen kissing the stretch marks of Shirley Valentine, makes a dramatic return. He's probably been in other stuff, to be honest, but I haven't seen Tom Conti since he was in Shirley Valentine, which is one of those films that women fucking love. That is a woman's film, Shirley Valentine, and no guys are repeat watching Shirley Valentine. My mum loves that film. Because all in the back of every woman's head who's been married ages is the fact that they want to be strong enough to go on holiday for a while, get fucked by Tom Conti on a boat, and then come back. And then, I'm changing. I'm a real woman now. Anyway, fair play to them. That's what I say. If you're out there, if you're a lady who's out there and you're in your 40s or 50s and you're stuck in a marriage you don't really want, egg and chips on a Tuesday or something like that, or a Thursday, was it? Steak and chips on a fucking Friday. Is that it? Fish and chips on a Friday, wasn't it? If you're stuck there, go to Greece, meet someone who looks like Tom Conti. Even now, even in Oppenheimer, as he plays Einstein, didn't he? I thought the hair could have been a bit messier. That's the thing. Anyway, there's been... we digress. We got hung up on Shirley Valentine there, didn't we? It's like one of those. Hey, man, if you can't accept me at my worst, you don't... If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Isn't it? Well, how bad's your worst, sweetheart? Isn't it? Maybe I don't really want to find out what your best is like, because your worst just overwhelms everything. Yeah, there's been a bit of controversy with regards to the film over Jewish actors not being cast in the roles of Oppenheimer and Einstein. I don't know. I don't think, I don't really think, I don't think it matters, does it? I know people are going to, I know it's acting, isn't it? I'm sure, there's no, I don't know. I just don't see, surely you get the best actor for the job. I don't see, it's not like fucking Martin Luther King's being played by Cillian Murphy, is it? That would be odd, I think. I don't think you necessarily need Jewish actors within that role. And I know, like, you should be promoting Jewish actors and things like that. Hey, they're running Hollywood anyway. I'm joking. Jesus. But yeah, I've seen people commenting online about the fact that there's no Jewish the Jewish actors, Jewish people in the film aren't being played by Jewish actors. I don't see, maybe it's me, I just don't, hey Ben, it's because you're white, that's why. I don't know. I don't see the relevance. I can see the fact that if you're Jewish, you want to see a representation of Jewish people. But I don't see how it detracts from the film. Those people are playing a part. Because you then get to the stage where only white... How far down do you go? Because only white working class people can play white working class people, or only black people can... Well, yeah, well, I suppose only, can play certain roles. You see, there's, it's, this was the other thing as well. I saw, like, there's a Hispanic lady, I think, and she, in the real life Snow White, she's going to be playing Snow White. And now all white people, because people make the issue, it becomes a never-ending cycle. Because people will make the issue that, hang on a minute, only Jewish actors can play Jewish people, then as soon as anything like this happens with Snow White, who, by the way, isn't a historically accurate character, they start saying, well, Hispanic people can't play Snow White because this is cultural appropriation or something like that. And it just goes round and round and round, and the divides happen even more. Don't they? You get one camp. There's a lot of white people out there who are just waiting for something like this to happen, the Snow White thing. And it all stems from people complaining about Jewish actors not playing like Jewish people. I don't think that's important. I don't think there's too much... Maybe this is me, but I don't think there's enough of a distinction between the people playing the part and the people who were actually in real life, those people. Tom Conti looks quite a lot like Einstein. I don't know how it would be enriched, that part, having a Jewish actor play that part. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I don't see it because I'm not Jewish. Could that be it? Could this be my white Anglo-Saxon, formative years of being a Christian? I used to have to go to Sunday school, for about 2 years. My nan and my mum used to take me to church, and went a bit religiously weird for a bit there, but they suddenly got it out of it. I don't know how it really does that, or am I missing the point? I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking missing the point with this. It's just I can see that roles, how roles with if it's a historically accurate or even a character that's black should be played by black people. I can see that totally. And I think there's movement with certain fictional characters that can just, to make things more diverse because, say what you like, white people have had a pretty good run in Hollywood. With the thing with the Little Mermaid, I don't really give a shit about that. It's a fictional fucking character as far as I'm concerned. It could be any race or whatever they want to be. Whatever somebody wants to make a film, I don't see the problem with Snow White being a Hispanic lady. And people are going, it's a name. It's a name, Snow White. It relates to her skin. When nobody's ever said that, have they? That she was Snow White because of her skin. It could just be, I don't know, man. The thing all this stuff creates is it just creates the backlash and it just gets ever more ridiculous, doesn't it? 1 minute you're saying, actually, you having an interesting conversation. Well, maybe they could have chose Jewish actors for that. In hindsight, they could have done, but would they have? It seems like they got pretty good actors to play that. Cillian Murphy and Tom Conti of Shirley Valentine fame, and he didn't kiss any stretch marks in Oppenheimer. I must admit, though, it is fascinating watching that film and just seeing how they went about making it, how they went about forming the team that made the atom bomb, and then obviously how it was essentially a race against Germany. And then when Germany got beat in the war, Blighty and the Yanks joined together with the Russians. How that played out, and then how they switched target from Germany to Japan, and then sort of the legacy of that decision. And then what happened to Oppenheimer as well at the end, and the whole thing with here's a bit of a spoiler if you don't want to listen to this, and just the whole thing about how he was treated afterwards, how they wanted to get him out then, really, and then they just smeared his name. And at the end, when Einstein, there's a flashback to what he said to Einstein, and they had a conversation about it, and Einstein saying they'll give you a medal and things like that, and that's not for you, that's for them, so they can feel better about the way that they've treated you. And it's just history repeating itself again. But I'll tell you what I did notice as well in the film. Physicists get laid a lot more than I was expecting. Now, I don't know whether they've just fired that in there, so to speak. No pun intended. But, he's in and out of bed with fucking various people. Oppenheimer. It should be called Bed Oppenheimer. He is bed hopping from one person to another, loving it. Ladies, man, have a few of them. Fuck it, I'll split your atoms, sweetheart. Don't you fucking worry about that. He's in and out of bed with various people. Love it. Anyway, it's a good film. I love the film. although there is certain controversy about the actors and things like that, who they chose and stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's nearly 3 hours long, though. It's a bit of a fucking long one. Holy fucking shit. But it was just fascinating seeing what the process was. And basically, the worst thing was they didn't know whether there was a slight percentage chance that the letting off the atom bomb might kickstart a chain reaction and set fire to the atmosphere, and that would destroy the Earth. But they still went through with it. Innit? Fuck it. There's a slight chance we might blow up the entire world by doing this. But we'll still give it a bash, won't we? That's a sort of laissez-faire attitude. These days, you wouldn't get... If that was being developed these days with health and safety, you wouldn't even have an atom bomb now, because there'd be too much red tape to get through. It'd take years to develop it. But I don't know. What are we on? 36 minutes. Oh, my God, people. 36 fucking minutes. That is episode 300. Holy shit. If you're tuning in for the first time, this is basically what the previous 299 episodes have been. Just me whittering on about stuff, because I use it as a sort of I don't know, stream of consciousness, I suppose, like for material. I have no idea. And just update people of what I've been up to. Not that you really give a shit anyway. I don't know. Let's not play it down. It's 300 episodes. 300 episodes in now, isn't it? We're done. I hope you have a good fucking week, people. I really do. I hope you have a good week. I hope you have a good week. It is, what's the time now? 20 past 11 on a Sunday morning. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to have a coffee, and then I may go and clean my car. Holy fuck. That's a Sunday job if there ever was one. I'm going to go and clean my car, and you can't do nothing about it. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I shall speak to you next week, motherfuckers. Have a great week. Keep safe. Take care.